By the way, let's just talk about where this team is going, because Greg Zahn, you worked with him for years, very good friend of mine, predicted the Jays would finish last in the shortened 2020 season. Yeah, I know, and I don't want to hold it against him, although I might. As you know, they ended up finishing third, made the playoffs. Yep. They learned a lot of lessons. They're one of the youngest teams in the majors, I think the youngest in the playoffs. And I might be turning on the Shapiro-Atkins regime because I wasn't fans of them at all. Do you think they're ahead of schedule and some really exciting days are ahead?
I think they're ahead of schedule compared to what most fans believe. I think if you were to ask Shapiro and Atkins, they'd say, no, we're right on schedule. And I was always okay with what they were doing simply because I know baseball is a cyclical thing, that your team will be good and then it will be bad. Now, you can get a team like the Boston Red Sox where they're the best team in baseball one year and then they're last place the next year and they go back and forth, back and forth. You also can have what the Blue Jays had between the years 1994 and 2015, which was a team that was just okay. You know, they were never last place, but they were never first place. They patched up what they needed to patch up to make themselves competitive. But at some point, you need a full turnaround. And the Jays did what they could with the team they had in 2015 and 2016, and it wasn't quite good enough. And by that time, all your star players, Edwin Encarnacion and Jose Bautista, Josh Donaldson, well, Donaldson still had a lot left in him, but they're Russell Martin. These guys had already gone past their prime as players. So that's when it's time to do a full rebuild, not just a tweak, not just a fix-it little here, because all that's going to do is it's going to make the team a better than 500 team, but not good enough to be in the playoffs. Years. What you need to do is you need to strip the whole thing down and do your best to rebuild it. And they've done a fantastic job rebuilding it. And what they have a number of assets. They still have holes that they need to fill. They need some starting pitching. They need a veteran center fielder on this team. And what do they have now? They have a lot of young players, many that they don't want to part with. And of course, you're not getting rid of Vladimir Guerrero or Bo Bichette or Kevin Biggio, but you've got guys like Lourdes Gurriel or Teoscar Hernandez. You've got a couple of catchers that are, one of them could be used in a trade. You've got Rowdy Tellez. These are all guys that can be a part of the team, but at some point you have to decide who are the non-touchables. And those three I mentioned, along with Nate Pearson, are probably the three untouchables that are going to be a part of this organization for years to come and could help be a part of what this team needs to actually get to that next stage, which is make it to the World Series. Now you added veterans, and if you can't do it via free agency, then you've got some great trade chips there. So I think that Shapiro and Atkins, while they are not the most connected with the fans, while they're not the most engaging people in the world, they do know what they are doing when it comes to trying to put a baseball team together. And many people didn't want to trust the process and were really upset with the fact the team was bad for a couple of years. But I think people like yourself and others who doubted them are now starting to see, oh, maybe they did know what they were doing. It just took some time for us to see it.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.